What is going on, guys? Judo Sloth here, and welcome to today's Clash of Clans video. We are going to test out the dragons after the balance change update. Are they usable now? Can you use them? Obviously, you can use them, but are they strong? Should you be using them in your attacks? That is what we aim to find out. So the balance changes are all here for you guys to look at. Yesterday we tested the Hog Riders, some interesting results, and if you do want to see that video, I will be sure to link it and send you across at the end of this one. But today we are focusing on the dragons. They got a pretty significant buff. As you can see, at level 7 they got an increase from 3600 HP to 3900. That is pretty epic, because when you think a mass dragon attack tends to take around about 12 or 13 dragons, that's pretty much like taking an extra dragon for free, just because of the balance update. So let's test it out in Legends League. Now what I've thought is, why don't we first use mass dragons? The DragBat is clearly the most effective way of using dragons right now, but we really want to test out the buff. So why don't we take all dragons, and I'm deciding to try and mimic the Town Hall 9 strategy in using the lightning spells to take out one air defense, the heroes for another, a small lava loon for the third, and fly the dragons in towards the fourth. Might be a little bit far-fetched at Town Hall 12, especially in Legends League. However, I feel like we should be giving this a try. Why don't we use some of our golden elixir to upgrade walls first? Getting there with the walls, guys. You were having a good go at me, but we have got some of them to maxed level. If you are new to the channel, be sure to subscribe. Be sure to turn on the notification bell so you don't miss out on daily Clash of Clans videos. Now, the thing about being in Legends League and trying the dragons is that we do not get to see the base. It could be horrible for dragons, all single target infernos. I don't know, I've just came up with this composition off the cusp. We will be sure to change it up, but the dragons will be the focus of this video. And let me know what you think in the comments. Also, let me know if you want me to try out any of the other balance changes and the troops that were affected. Okay. I'm a little bit nervous for using the dragons. I haven't used them for the longest time. This doesn't look too bad. We have the sweepers pointing up to the north of the base. The queen is definitely going to be a little bit tricky in that area. What we could do is lightning maybe this air defense. Use the Lalo for this one. We probably don't even need the Lava Hound. We can just send the loons in, which is nice. We can then use the Lava Hound to tank this air defense, or even come in at the side to target the one on the left. In fact, we could use the heroes. I've got a plan, guys. I have a plan. Let's get into it. Why don't we use the earthquake? Kind of clip all of these buildings, because there's a lot of defenses there. Make sure we do not hit the town hall, though. And then let's use the lightning spells to take out that. Then we can use the haste. Let's place it kind of to the left here, so that we can use a balloon. Let's get in there. Let's take down that air defense, and hopefully we can smash out that area. Very nice. The loons go down. Can we actually send a couple to that wizard tower? Because if we can get this area funneled, which we can, boom. That is beautiful, guys. Absolutely beautiful. Now let's send our king from this area and the queen. That will be used to get the air defense to the left there. And then let's use the slammer down the bottom here to kind of take out this southern area. Looking good at this point, and we can then send all of the dragons through this main area. All of the defenses will go down. Come on, queen, you get that air defense. Please do not get stuck here. She might not get it. I'm going to press the ability to make sure we get that first. Slammer at the bottom is doing a beautiful job. Now let's spread the dragons and the Grand Warden. This is looking pretty nice, guys. We've got a nice funnel for the dragons. With the dragons, you have to create your funnel because they target anything. I'm going to use that king's ability just because I can, basically. There's nothing else. And I'm not using the rage spells just yet. Now we will, because now we can get through that area. Do we need a a heal spell right here. It could be useful. Grand Warden goes across with the other dragons. Not a bad thing, but let's use the rage spell, and I'm kind of waiting until they get to the town hall to use the Grand Warden's ability. Going to use another rage. Let's use a poison onto the skellies, try not to have the dragons distracted. Grand Warden, get up to the dragons, my friend. He's not in with the bulk of them. Oh my word, he needs to get to the other dragons. He's stuck with one of them. Now let's use that ability. Boom, we've got 2 dragons. Can they get the town hall? Come on, boys. Let's get that 2-star as a minimum. Oh, that was super close, but they got it. 70%. I knew it was a dangerous area coming to that back end last, but I tell you what would have been good there is a heal spell. Once they got to that dangerous area, we didn't really need the rage spells. If we had a heal there, because there was no single target infernos, no air defense, that would have served them dragons very well. They just ran out of steam towards the back end of the base, and I think that's a pretty good try. For a first shot, yes, the air sweepers were out of the way. 74% 2-star could be better. Let's alter the strategy, take the mass dragons, and then later on in the video, we can try with the DragBat attack strategy. Alright guys, I have changed up the army composition just a little bit because it did seemingly work, but our king kind of stalled out after the initial phase, so I've taken some wall breakers just in case that helps him into the base a little bit more, and I have taken a heal spell. Now the downside is I really didn't want to get rid of the 2 lightning spells and the earthquake for this attack. Next one we will try the DragBat, but I kind of wanted to keep that, and with the haste and the poison being useful, I felt like a rage was the spell I had to drop, but that is not good for dragons, so only 2 rage spells. I do feel like that might be not enough, but we'll find out. We will mix it up for the next attack. You never know what you're getting in Legends, but here we go. We could easily access the 2 air defenses at the top here. Obviously, we could come in heavily with drags to the town hall, but I do feel like that is heavily trapped as well. So the slammer might be a good option there with some balloons. There's no real clear air defense that we should try and avoid. However, I do think we should come into the queen. So why don't we try and zap quake this air defense, although the sweeper could be good. I think the air defense is better. So let's zap quake that. Notice there's 2 ground expos as well, which is obviously a bonus, guys. In terms of the one we can take with the lava hound and the loons, let's maybe go to this bottom section here. There is quite a bit here, but let's give it a shot. Let's now go with the loons. And the idea here is I'm just using this little lava loon portion in order to sweep through, get the air defense. I could have done this mid-attack as well, like towards the end, potentially. Oh, the balloons are going around it. Come on, get that air defense. Whew, they just got it, guys. They just got it. That was definitely needed. Right, let's now drive the king up and around. I'm going to use the baby dragon to help create a little bit of a funnel. Out comes the clan castle troops, which is not a bad thing. Let's now get the queen in. She can take the clan castle troops. She can then drive her way to that air defense, and we can push the drags in from the tops. Oh, we missed the king's ability. No, that would have helped out so much. So much going wrong here. Let's start with a couple of wall breakers, just if nothing else, to kind of test for traps in this area. The queen has actually quite conveniently missed the air defense. Come on, queen, turn around to that air defense. She's not going to, is she? Let's put the slammer on that area. Then let's start the drags over the other area with the Grand Warden, and that should push everything forward. I'm going to use a rage spell early on, try and get that air defense down, try and get us over towards the slammer as well, because I do have 2 dragons in that. And why don't we use the Grand Warden's ability through the Eagle Artillery Fire just about now, and then when the dragons come out the other side of this, actually I'm going to use another rage, try and get them through the sweepers, and then we can use a heal into the middle of the base. The sweepers definitely causing us a bit of grief. There's the heal, trying to encompass as many dragons as possible over that side as they get through the sweeper. Now It does look like we've run out of a lot of steam here, guys, doesn't it? However, look at what is left in the base. We've got one air defense, not an air defense, an expo, sorry, and one archer tower. But after that, the dragons have a free road, so I think this could be good. There is the Grand Warden statue, but how many have we got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Come on, dragons. Oh, they're not going to get the archer tower, which is huge. If that went down very quickly, this would be GG. It would be 100%. 30 seconds left though. Oh, we might time fail. Why does everything go wrong for me right now? This one dragon staying alive is huge, and we've still got lots of them coming through the base, but unfortunately, it is going to be time. Now, I appreciate, guys, we're out in multiplayer. We're having a bit of a laugh here. We are just kind of messing around, and I could have definitely got that attack done a little bit slicker. I think at the start, we were probably paused for a good few seconds as well before I started attacking, but come on, guys, give me the benefit of the doubt. I think you can see that the masked dragons would have worked there, but many of you guys use the DragBat. That is the dragons and the bat spells, so why don't we cook up that army and let's give it a try. Okay, so for the DragBat attack, what we really need is some single target infernos, because that is what the bats are very effective with. Perhaps we could have a base which is all spread out, one of them island style bases, because they are definitely popular here in Legends League, and they are very easy to take down with the DragBat. I have tried to focus on the dragons, 10 of them in my own composition, 2 within my clan castle, which, like we said at the start of the video, in relation to the balance changes, means that because of the HP buff, you pretty much get an extra dragon out of it. The wall breakers are to try and help my king set up a bit of a funnel. Obviously, we've got the balloons in order to help in front of the dragons, and the 2 ice golems, hopefully to tank some of the wizard towers and splash for the bats. But let's just see what we come up against. Is it going to be good? This is not ideal, guys. We have the air sweepers pointing down to the south, and it's not necessarily easy to get through that. What we could do, just trying to think logically here, is use my king and queen to funnel the dragons through this area so that they go to the town hall. Use my slammer at the top to get through the wizard tower and the multi in order to then drive my dragons, or my bat spells, sorry, through that area, and my dragons straight through the center. So that looks pretty good there, guys. I'm actually going to send a couple of loons to that archer tower. If we can snipe that off whilst it's distracted, it will be incredibly useful. My queen is going to have her ability popped here in a second, but we have created a nice funnel. Why didn't I use the wall breakers for my king as intended? Oh my word. Okay, well, we've lured the clan castle troops, which is not what we wanted to do. I've used the poison to try and help. I don't really have anything to keep them inside the poison. Let's wait a second. I will try and use a wizard over this side to pull them back in. Go on, guys, get yourself down from that poison. Let's use a couple of dragons here, followed by the slammer will be best. I don't know, probably in that area, I guess, guys. Definitely not the easiest this in order to come through. Didn't need the skellies there either, but if we get through that area, we are laughing, and we definitely want our dragons to be pushed into the base. So I'm going to try and drive most of them through there with the Grand Warden. Slammer does a good job getting through that area onto the multi, and then that means we can drive the bats over there as well. Beautiful stuff there. Beautiful, beautiful stuff. Trying to keep onto my dragons coming through the center. Let's use a rage spell to help them through. Grand Warden's ability will be used over that town hall. We can use the ice golem down to the bottom. Where have the dragons gone? They're stuck. Let's freeze that. Let's use the Grand Warden's ability and a rage to get them through. Oh, the ice golem did not tank for the wizard tower, which means it went down. Let's freeze the multi. It's not going to be a 3 here, guys. It's actually not even going to be close. We lost so many bats in that area. The wizard tower, I didn't notice, but it wasn't tanked by the ice golem, and it's actually not that high of a percentage. I thought we might have had a chance there. I knew it would be difficult coming down to the back end of the base with the dragons, but I actually didn't expect the percentage to be this low. I thought we might have got a little bit more. However, one thing that this does prove, which I agree with, let me know your thoughts down in the comments, but the DragBat is very base specific. It worked before, so it's got to work now with the HP buff, but it was always base specific. You have to hit the right base in order to get the DragBat to work, and now I think it is still the case. That could have gone better, definitely could have used that freeze spell for the wizard tower, could have froze the sweeper a little bit earlier, but I do think the dragons are better. You seen earlier on in the video with the mass dragons, they definitely did a little bit better than previously. I think it's going to help, but the bases are still going to be very specific in order to use the dragons. If you want to see the tests that we did for the Hog Riders, be sure to check it out, guys. I will link that video there for you guys, but that wraps it up for this one. Until next time, peace out.